Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the annals of time, unraveling the mysteries of the past and illuminating the triumphs of human civilization. Today, we find ourselves in the midst of a fascinating tale, one that whispers secrets of power, resilience, and the indomitable will to shape the course of history. Our topic for today's episode is the Neo-Assyrian Empire, a behemoth of the ancient world that left an indelible mark on the fabric of human society. As we delve into the earliest history of this magnificent empire, let us first set our gaze upon the fertile plains of Mesopotamia, where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers nourished the cradle of civilization. It was here, in the 10th century BCE, that the Assyrians began to stir, their ambitions fueled by a strategic location, military prowess, and administrative acumen. The collapse of the Hittite Empire, the rise of the Arameans, and the expansion of the Babylonians all contributed to an environment in which a powerful and ambitious state like Assyria could thrive. Our narrative begins in the city of Ashur, the sacred capital of the Assyrian kingdom, where the temple of Ashur, the patron deity of the Assyrians, stood as a symbol of the power and sophistication that would soon radiate outward from the Assyrian heartland. It was here, in the year 911 BCE, that Adad-nirari II ascended to the throne, marking the beginning of the Neo-Assyrian Empire. His reign was characterized by a series of military campaigns and administrative reforms, which laid the foundation for the empire's future growth. One of the key figures involved in the development of the Neo-Assyrian Empire was Tukulti-Ninurta II, who succeeded Adad-nirari II and expanded the empire's borders through a series of conquests. His military campaigns took him as far as the Mediterranean coast, where he encountered the Phoenicians and other maritime powers. The Assyrians' strategic location allowed them to control the trade routes between the east and the west, amassing vast wealth and resources that would fuel their imperial ambitions. As we explore the earliest history of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, we find ourselves at the threshold of a remarkable era, one marked by ambitious conquests, cultural achievements, and the forging of an imperial identity that would leave an indelible mark on world history. The city of Ashur, with its temple and palace, stood as the epicenter of this emerging empire, a symbol of the power and sophistication that would soon radiate outward from the Assyrian heartland. The reign of Ashurbanipal II, who succeeded Tukulti-Ninurta II, was characterized by a series of military campaigns and administrative reforms, which consolidated the empire's power and established a strong foundation for its future growth. His military campaigns took him as far as the Caucasus region, where he encountered the Urartians and other neighboring kingdoms. Join me, then, as we venture forth into the heart of this ancient empire, where the whispers of the past await our discovery. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, as we continue our journey through the annals of time, unraveling the mysteries of the past and illuminating the triumphs of human civilization. As we delve into this period of unparalleled growth and sophistication, let us first set our gaze upon the reign of Tiglath-Pileser III, who ascended to the throne in 745 BCE. His military campaigns and administrative reforms transformed the empire, creating a vast and complex network of provinces, vassal states, and trade routes that stretched from the Mediterranean coast to the Persian Gulf. The Assyrians' mastery of siege warfare, logistics, and diplomacy allowed them to conquer and integrate an unprecedented number of territories, forging a truly imperial identity. One of the most significant achievements of this period was the creation of a sophisticated system of governance, which enabled the Assyrians to maintain control over their vast territories. The empire was divided into provinces, each governed by a provincial governor who was responsible for collecting taxes, maintaining order, and upholding the authority of the central government. This system allowed the Assyrians to extract resources from their conquered territories, fueling their imperial ambitions and financing their military campaigns. The Neo-Assyrian Empire's cultural achievements were equally impressive, as it became a center of learning, art, and architecture. The city of Nineveh, with its magnificent palace and temple complex, stood as a testament to the empire's wealth and sophistication. The famous library of Ashurbanipal, which housed thousands of clay tablets containing literary, scientific, and administrative texts, was a beacon of knowledge and scholarship that attracted scholars from all over the ancient world. As we explore this remarkable epoch, we find ourselves in awe of the Assyrians' engineering prowess, as they constructed elaborate canal systems, roads, and bridges that facilitated trade and communication across their vast territories. The empire's strategic location allowed it to control the flow of goods, ideas, and cultures between East and West, making it a hub of international commerce and exchange. The reign of Sennacherib, who succeeded Tiglath-Pileser III, was marked by a series of military campaigns against the Babylonians, the Elamites, and other neighboring kingdoms. His most famous campaign was against Jerusalem, which he besieged in 701 BCE, but ultimately spared after receiving a hefty tribute from the Judean king Hezekiah. As we reach the pinnacle of the Neo-Assyrian Empire's power and sophistication, we find ourselves at the threshold of a new chapter in our narrative, one that promises to reveal the empire's decline and legacy. The words of the Assyrian king Ashurbanipal, who ruled from 668 to 627 BCE, echo through the ages. "I have made the world subject to my authority, and I have brought peace and prosperity to all its peoples." These words capture the essence of the Neo-Assyrian Empire's achievements, as it left an indelible mark on world history. Join me, then, as we venture forth into the twilight of this ancient civilization, where the whispers of the past await our discovery. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, as we continue our journey through the annals of time, unraveling the mysteries of the past and illuminating the triumphs of human civilization. The Neo-Assyrian Empire's demise was a gradual process, marked by internal strife, external pressures, and environmental factors. As the empire expanded, it faced increasing challenges in maintaining control over its vast territories. The strain on its military resources, the burden of taxation on its subjects, and the corruption of its administrative systems all took their toll. One of the key factors contributing to the empire's decline was the series of civil wars that ravaged the kingdom during the 7th century BCE. The succession crisis following the death of Ashurbanipal in 627 BCE led to a period of instability, as various claimants vied for power. The empire's provinces and vassal states began to assert their independence, taking advantage of the central government's weakness. Meanwhile, external threats also loomed on the horizon. The Medes, a powerful Iranian kingdom, had long been a thorn in the side of the Assyrians. In 612 BCE, they formed an alliance with the Babylonians and launched a devastating attack on Nineveh, the imperial capital. The city was sacked, and the empire's treasures were plundered. The last Assyrian king, Ashurbanipal II, fled to Haran, where he attempted to rally his forces, but ultimately succumbed to the Medo-Babylonian coalition in 609 BCE. The legacy of the Neo-Assyrian Empire is complex and multifaceted. On one hand, its achievements in governance, diplomacy, and engineering had a lasting impact on the ancient world. The empire's system of provinces, its network of roads and canals, and its sophisticated administrative systems were all adopted by subsequent empires, including the Persians and the Romans. On the other hand, the empire's brutal methods of conquest, its exploitation of subject peoples, and its environmental degradation have left a darker legacy. The Assyrians' extensive use of deforestation, overgrazing, and intensive agriculture led to widespread soil erosion, desertification, and loss of biodiversity. The empire's insatiable demand for resources also led to the depletion of its natural wealth, leaving behind a scarred landscape that would take centuries to recover. As we reflect on the rise and fall of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, we are reminded of the words of the ancient Greek historian, Herodotus. The gods are jealous of excessive pride and prosperity. The Assyrians' hubris and overconfidence ultimately led to their downfall, as they failed to adapt to changing circumstances and neglected the welfare of their subjects. In conclusion, the Neo-Assyrian Empire's decline and legacy serve as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power, environmental degradation, and the importance of responsible governance. As we venture forth into the twilight of this ancient civilization, we are left with a profound sense of awe and curiosity, and a deeper understanding of the complexities and challenges of human history. Join me next time on History with Herodotus, as we explore new chapters in the story of human civilization. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and until next time,